Hello, guys, and welcome to the Utter Football Nonsense podcast. This is the third episode. I'm joined with Ciaran, Michael, and Andrew. How's your weekend, boys, Ciaran?
It wasn't too bad. At Newcastle Benfield on Saturday. Nice little setup. Sadly, Northampton got beat again, but I've sort of got used to it now. So it's all
Wow, is things gone that bad that we're now playing up
that's
here?
good.
Playing in those lower leagues.
That's good.
Sign of things to come, I think.
I'm getting flack from a Morecambe fan.
Yeah,
Michael?
I had a pretty mint weekend, to be fair. It was my birthday weekend.
It's for birthday boys over here.
Yeah.
Birthday boys, yeah.
It
It
is
was
a birthday
birthday
boys.
weekend. So yours on 14th, mine's on the 15th. Headed down to London, another 92 tick. Talking about ground hoppers last week. Went ground hopping this weekend. Went to Barnet versus Newport, League 2. Newport got a, pretty decent 3 points, but they've been needing because they're struggling. Well, they have been struggling, but I think it could be a sign of things turning around for them. And yeah, they went to a Arthur Hill concert in the evening, travelled back and had a meal yesterday with the family on my actual birthday. It was good. How was your
Lovely stuff.
birthday?
My birthday was alright. Went out in Newcastle. Had a bit too much to drink. So that bit was good. And then the Sunday happened, and then
Now you're here.
Tottenham wasn't great, was it? That really wasn't fun.
Slot in or out.
We're not having this debate every week. I think we've had 3 episodes in a row now we've asked this.
I think Tudor in.
Yeah.
Oh,
To be fair, there were some encouraging signs from Tottenham yesterday.
There were.
of course we're going to bring this up.
Jason Cundy, we love you. Keep going.
All right. Anyway, mine was also a painful one to watch. Chelsea. It was just a painful one to watch, and I think that's where we're gonna start off the podcast today, with the Chelsea ref huddle. So, this is a very weird starting procedure from Chelsea. I don't know where it came from. Apparently, Liam Rosenior said it was something to do with the players that came up with the idea to go round this ball, round the circle, round the ball. I don't know why. What's your guys' take on this?
I think it's very sort of like
Weird.
South American kind of thing. How they, you think about how players from like 1970s Brazil and Argentina talk about the ball. They call her like she, and they talk about this.
Like the ball like it's a god.
They talk about the ball like it's a person, and it's a very sort of, maybe it's come from the South American like Enzo and Caicedo, but I find it very interesting. I think if I'm PSG, is it Tuesday or Wednesday night they're playing?
Tuesday.
As soon as I shake their hands, I'm running straight and doing a huddle around the ball so they can't. I think because for them that's
it will
clearly
make it more childish. Like everyone's
it's
gonna be
brilliant.
running.
Chelsea are clearly trying to get. It's a mental advantage thing, they think. Whereas I would be going straight into their heads and saying, nah, because it's also a protective thing. Like they're setting out from the off that this is our ball. You're not going to have it.
What you've got to remember is they lost.
They did, yeah, they did
Didn't really do
Well,
much,
maybe
did
if Paul Tierney wasn't in the middle of it, they might have won.
Oh,
Maybe he distracted
yeah.
Poor
it.
Paul.
But-
He had to protect the ball, though. He had done
Yeah.
something with it.
But I think
don't
it's
know why he had to do that.
yeah, I find it very interesting, and I don't like how Liam Rosenior sort of started crying after
Yeah.
about it. There's
Yeah.
bigger things in life that need to be dealt with. Not like focus on preparing for your next game, not complaining to the PGMOL.
Focus on actually winning
about
the game.
Paul Tierney.
Never mind
Actually.
complaining.
Yeah.
Focus on actually going out and getting 3 points rather than getting beat at home by Newcastle,
And also,
who were shite away.
did anybody even ask him to move? I think that's quite a. I enjoyed Cole Palmer giving him a hug.
Yeah.
That's good, yeah.
That's just the kind of like Cole is, really.
Yeah, and the funny part is, like, as you said, Liam went on afterwards complaining about the referee in the press conference, saying that I think there was a shout for a penalty or something. And-
Never a pen.
Yeah, never a pen. But it's for me it's utter football nonsense.
I quite like it. I like this sort of mind game stuff. When I used to play basketball, if I was if I was tied up with someone else for a ball, I would, and the referee had already blown it, the play was over, I would not let that guy have that ball. That is my ball. So I'm going to keep fighting for that
Talking from
until
a
it's
chief
done.
rage baiter, I'm not surprised that you like playing mind games.
No, but it's just like I enjoy these tiny little mind games in sports. It's the same. If you watch the NBA, a shot will go up after the whistle's blown. Somebody will come and just swat it out the air so they can't score. It's brilliant. It's these tiny little things where it's the same when a striker goes 1-on-1 with the keeper when everyone knows they're offside. Remember before the whole kicking it away rule where you get booked, which now seems to have gone away. You can now do that. But strikers will try and score, get a bit of confidence. Keeper just stops them. That's what I like. So I quite like it. But I do want to see another team do it before then, just to annoy them. Then I think you've got maybe in a big game, a bit of a London derby, maybe give it a bit of an edge. I think that's the next movement we need to see out
I
there.
was going to say, I don't think there's going to be an edge in a North London derby
Just
anyway.
Tottenham just come up with them and just start huddling around the video.
Yeah, and then what
need
you'll
all
get
the
after
outlet
that
can
is Chelsea huddling around Tottenham huddling. And then where do we
Yeah,
get
but
from
then
there?
you get the
I
big
don't
man
wanna
in.
see
You
that. I
get the
don't
big
wanna
man
see
in,
that.
Kyle Hudlin, and you get him huddling.
Oh, no,
Where
I
is
don't-
Kyle Hudlin nowadays?
I think he's moved abroad now.
Bring him back to England. I remember seeing him playing for Newport, actually. What a boy. Don't know why I brought him up.
That's getting edited out.
So I confused the hell out of this.
Anyway, okay, moving on. To the mistakes Spurs staff member Alan Dixon for Arne Slot. So some people say it's like it wasn't a mistake, like he actually meant to do that. Some people are saying he actually mistake. What do you think, Michael?
I think it's a bit weird. It looks like he's mistaken him for Slot, but I've said to you guys off camera, we've travelled together. Tudor knows what he looks like. He knows what he's wearing on that particular day. You know it's not Arne Slot. So if he's actually gone up thinking it's Arne Slot, he must be pretty stupid.
Here's playing devil's advocate though. What if, obviously this isn't the scenario, but what if he thought that Slot was wearing the same thing? Because
Yeah.
he came from behind,
Yeah.
that's why.
Because also Arne Slot was wearing a black jacket.
Yeah, he was wearing his, like, his-
And
So
also,
black-
if he's
so-
coming from behind, I've seen, you can mistake people from behind very easily.
Can we stop saying coming from behind?
I think no, honestly, I think it might have been like a genuine mistake.
It's just an accident.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
an accident. Maybe he didn't realize.
No, because working with Hebburn this season, you travel down with
Yeah,
staff.
but why would he do it on
you
purpose?
know what they look like. You know what sort of stuff they're wearing. You know who that person is.
Are you saying he's doing it on purpose?
No, I'm just saying he's.
Like some
Oh.
alpha male
Well, it's not.
manosphere?
It's a very weird clip to watch.
Yeah.
It did look
Yeah.
weird,
If you think
obviously-
about it, it's
Yeah.
very
I saw it
weird. It's just
afterwards,
very
and
weird.
I
It's
saw-
a very
I-
awkward
I saw the clip. I was like,
attraction.
how's he got the two mixed up here? Like,
Yeah.
and then I realized no, he's coming from. He's walking up behind him, and then realized, oh wait, no, it's the wrong person.
Was it before or after the game?
I think it's before.
Before the game, yeah.
Before the
It's like
game.
when managers go and greet
Oh yeah.
the other manager before the game.
It happens all the time in life. I remember once I thought I was
I don't know.
going up to my dad when I was 5 years old. Turns out I was some
But you're a
random man.
kid. Tudor's like what, 50 odd?
It happens.
No,
You might-
but sometimes like it's in the middle of a game, it's a bit tensed up. He's not sure of what's
He's
going
got a lot
on.
going on in
yeah,
that
it's-
brain.
yeah, at that time the
gonna
game's a bit
save.
start.
He's just
With what's
thinking
going
about
on at the
Richarlison
club.
and all those chances he could have had.
Yeah, and then maybe just a mistake, like just trying to get on with the
If I'm
game.
honest, I actually think the more interesting angle from yesterday was what actually happened after the game. Like the whole controversy with Sky Sports journalist, like the questions that he was asking. Like he asked, I think he came in after the game and he asked him just like, "Oh, you in your press conference last week, you said about the manager and maybe changing the manager," and he asked, and Tudor got a bit shirty with him. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but what
I have seen that. I think that's just managers. I think when you're, he would have been under a lot of pressure for that game. He's got a result, probably keeps him in the job for a week or two, and then he's going to be high on emotion, and the journalist's doing his job.
So,
Really,
from a journalist point of view, what did you think of like the questions he was
I
ask
think
him.
they're fine, but I think it is a bigger problem that when you've got pre-match press conferences, post-match press conferences, when you
can
play
get
as much
quoted.
as they do, how many different stories can you find? How many different
Yeah.
questions? And at the minute, the whole thing is around Spurs. Not aside from that, will they go down? It's will Tudor last?
Mm.
So when he gets a result, if he didn't get a result, he would have got asked the same question. It's almost fair to say, do you feel more comfortable in the job now when he has got a result?
I find
And
it,
a good
yeah,
result.
I
A
find
draw,
it
a point
really-
away at Liverpool.
I found the whole thing really interesting because football Twitter just piled on these journalists saying, you're out of order, you shouldn't have been pressing him like that, you shouldn't have been asking him those questions. It's like, oh, you wouldn't ask Slot that. And I think, to be fair, some of them have actually kind of got a point. Because I'd
Slot's not
say
under the same pressure.
no, nowhere near the same pressure. But he should be under. I think he should be under some pressure. Like drawing against Tottenham with their run of form.
I think you lot are on the complete wrong side of Twitter because all I was just saying was just straight abuse going to Slot's way, to be honest.
Yeah, to be fair, with the amount I've been talking about Tottenham recently and following like the Cundy and O'Hara.
Oh
stuff,
yeah, thanks.
I'm
Yeah,
getting
you kind of jinxed it. Yeah,
I'm getting recommended a lot of like probably a bit more pro Tottenham stuff. Weirdly, and I'm seeing like fans from around football actually defending Tudor, really saying that the journalist was out of order, saying that he shouldn't have been asking him that, especially with everything that's going on at the minute.
especially when it was a positive result for Spurs.
Yeah, I listened to the interview from because we're all journalists here. We're all studying sports journalism.
He
From a
didn't get a
journalist's
win.
point of view,
They're still right down
I
there.
get it, but then again, to go away to Liverpool, who should have been pushing for Europe, well, probably still be pushing for Europe this year.
Yeah.
To go there with a run of form that you've had and to get a point, that's pretty massive.
Yeah, it's massive, but then
It should have been.
you
more
are still
positive,
going
I
to
think.
ask him about security of his job because it's not a win and they need
It's like I
wins.
get it. I don't know.
If they lose against Forest, they are really in a bad situation.
I don't think he'll last that game if they lose to Forest.
Well, we'll get sacked halfway through.
Yeah, you pointed that terribly.
No, I mean he won't. He won't last a couple of
No.
hours after.
But I
the
do
game.
think we need to see that one day. A manager gets sacked at half time, somebody else comes out.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Before, hadn't it?
Keep an eye on
No.
Forest.
We'll
I
find-
think
Marinakis
with-
would do that, I reckon.
With Ange,
He got sacked like 10 minutes after.
10 minutes
Yeah,
after the full
we
time.
went-
It was
Yeah.
very
Again,
It
quick.
was
Marinakis.
very quick.
Yeah.
Straight
No,
up,
I remember the owner went off at
Yeah,
half time.
Yeah, he went at half time.
Yeah, it went at half
He'll
time.
been, Deitch, what you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I can come down about 10 minutes.
To be fair, it's still not as harsh as when Ancelotti got sacked from Chelsea when he got sacked in the toilets pretty much in Goodison Park after
Oh,
losing the
gone,
last.
gone for a wee.
Yeah.
You're
Yes,
fired. Oh. See ya.
And that's why I finished second as well. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. We have a sending off. Noban sent off for throwing away a boot. I think Ciaran maybe.
Yeah,
Because-
so Notts County's Ollie Norburn, when they're playing Chesterfield, he was already on a booking. He makes a tackle, innocuous tackle really, and then his opponent's boot falls off,
Yeah.
and he grabs the boot. Play's still going on. It's all happening around the box, and he throws it off the pitch. It was a good throw, to be fair. It was almost like a little flunk. Like it was quite nonchalant, and it went flying. So maybe he's got a future career in discus or something. But
Javelin.
it was more of a discus sort of.
Oh, like
esque.
yeah.
It was more of these. But yeah, and then he got sent off for it. It was still quite early on in the game. It wasn't. I believe it was first half. If it was second half, it wasn't much into the second half. So then County had to play a long time with 10. And yeah, I guess it's for delaying the restart of play.
Yeah, it's like
I
if you
think
kick a ball out, you're not allowed to kick the ball out. Well, I don't know if it's still a thing like you said before.
It doesn't get enforced as much as it used
No,
to.
it's like if you kick the ball out, you get a yellow card. So I assume it's along that sort of lines. It's like you delay a restart.
Maybe it's like unsportsmanlike behaviour.
yeah, that's
and,
what I
and
said.
that it's like it's an obvious second yellow. I don't know what it was. I don't know what Norburn were playing at by doing it.
It's gotta be
but
one of
I
the
think for him maybe it was like trying to get the guy like put on the boot out of the pitch instead of inside the pitch when play is already going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
'cause-
just don't think he should have done
Has
it.
anybody seen any funnier red cards? Because that one is
Funny
pretty.
red cards.
I'm trying to think the top of your head.
I saw one. I saw one in Atletico Madrid. I think it was Sloth.
Sorloth.
Oh, Soloff, yeah,
Yeah,
you showed us
Soloff.
earlier, yeah.
That was and the fact that it was checked by VAR, like VAR had to check it, it was a crazy red card. I don't know how to describe it.
It's the fact they had to show the replay 3
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
He
yeah.
sort of grabs his opponent's
he-
testicular.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
shows,
That was it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a private part that we'll not go
Yeah.
into detail with.
Yeah.
That was a pretty weird.
But Vinnie
way
Jones
to
did it,
explain
got
that
away
then.
with it, put it on Gaza, and it's become an iconic photo. So this is what you could get away with before VAR.
Well, I'm thinking.
This is what
Yeah,
the
but
game's
it's-
If we're
about.
talking about iconic red cards. I'm thinking again. These two examples, I forget the players' names. The player who pushed for referee and he stumbles and he falls over.
Oh,
I think that was
Oh.
after the red. Di Canio, that was it.
Canio,
That was the
that's it.
one. Yeah, but Di Canio shoves the ref and the ref falls over. I think it was actually after the red card, but it's in and around the card being given. So that's got to be up there. And then I think, I don't know who it is, but the player who got a yellow, shrugged and knocked the card out of the referee's hand and who instantly gives him a red.
card.
I
Yeah.
forgot who it is, but
Yeah, yeah.
that is probably one of the best.
There was a Di Maria red
Go on.
card. I think it was against Arsenal in the FA Cup one year.
Oh, I
Where
vaguely
he-
remember it, yeah.
I think he grabbed the referee or something.
Something like that.
It was a very stupid one.
No,
One I,
There's one stupid one.
I've
There's
seen
one
a
stupid one.
referee one.
No, there's a really stupid one. It was Van Persie, New Camp. I think it was 2011. I think it was, where he got sent off for kicking the ball away because he didn't hear the referee's whistle. Here's the problem: in the New Camp, it's a 90,000 seat stadium, something like that, and about half the stadium's whistling.
Yeah.
How was he meant to
Good
hear the
massive.
whistle? And he got sent off for that, and Arsenal lose the game.
I think there was another one as well where I think the referee accidentally tackled the player. Then I think he sent him off. Something for the contact. I think I've seen it on a Chris MD video because they were going on about some of his strangest either sendings off or happenings in a game. I think the referee fouled the player and then sent the player off.
I've never seen this one.
Yeah,
we'll have to find.
I
it
was
for
gonna
next
say we'll
week.
have to take a little look and then we'll try and
A
Try and get a
booking
photo,
that
yeah.
I found very funny as a kid was I was at Northampton Barnet versus Barnet. It was a free kick. Northampton were about to prepare a brilliant set piece play, as we did a few weeks earlier at Luton. And the Barnet defender, Andy Yeyadum, was his name. He runs out the wall, just boots the ball away.
I've seen that clip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
love it.
Brilliant.
Love it.
Okay, moving on to Exeter. The attendance board, it seems like it had an issue because I've never seen an attendance of more than 200,000.
Is it, yeah, 2,228,503.
Yeah.
So the context with this is Exeter had put up the total attendance and it said that number, but it didn't have the comma in. So it was just 228,503
Yeah.
and it said the total attendance. But I'm assuming that they must have a half-time draw ticket number or something. And they put the half-time ticket draw number, which was that, rather than the total attendance. So I think football Twitter just
Grabbed it. quick.
grabbed it and ran with it. It was brilliant.
There must not even be that many people in Exeter.
That's a fair point.
Or the Southwest.
That's somebody scored the edit. If
Oh, that's
Yeah.
brilliant.
I say I will. I'll Google that and I'll
I was
put it in
gonna
the
say,
edit
yeah,
for the
we'll
actual
have
figure.
to
I don't
Google
think there
that.
is that many. Well, it is a city.
Sure. Yeah.
Still not 200,000 people.
200,000
people,
Surely
yeah.
not.
I was going to say because a lot of it will have had to have been made up by Cardiff fans as well, and I don't think Cardiff
Cardiff
had
fans?
Yeah, it was Exeter versus Cardiff,
Oh, yeah. fair
and I don't
Predictions
think
for the population of Exeter.
Ooh, 125,000.
Quick fire.
Put us on the spot there, mate. I
they
can't
took
lie.
165.
K, I'm presuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Not
another one.
165 people. We're not a little village.
I'd say 175.
I'm going 142,422.
This is why it's like $500,000.
Oh, we
and then
can't
look
wait.
like a
We can't.
So whoever's
Please do
closest.
What's the total population of Exeter?
In 2019, the population of Exeter was 131,405.
Oh, you know
Andrew
what?
takes
I'm
it.
taking that.
Wait,
I'll
did
take
you say
6K off.
125?
No, it was me
No,
that
that's
said
a
125.
Yeah, yeah.
125.
I'll take that. I'll 60. I'll 60 off.
Well, it was better,
Right, that's probably
it was
getting
better than my
edited
prediction.
out.
Oh, I'll edit this.
I was
bit
going
out,
to
yeah.
say 167.
Jesus.
Oh.
Definitely edit
Yeah,
that
no.
out.
Now it's getting edited out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
No.
Enjoy editing this
Let's-
future, Andrew.
Let's move on.
Okay, then, so let's move on to the Mickey Mouse Cup final. Michael?
So, a team down south in the Essex County FA Cup, Billericay Town, put on their scoreboard advertising their next game, which is the Essex County FA final against Great Wakering Rovers, and they announced it as the Mickey Mouse Cup final, which I know you lot call Liverpool lot call the Carabao Cup the Mickey Mouse Cup
I
final.
don't really call it that, but I like the League Cup.
My dad does. That's what he calls it.
That's-
No, to be fair, a lot of Liverpool fans do call it that.
I think it's just all trauma based with Liverpool because I think when you get knocked out of the League Cup by a team like Northampton, then they try and put it out their mind
I
and
knew he was going to bring this up.
degrade the competition. But really, if you were a serious club, you wouldn't get knocked out by Northampton.
I knew he'd come on.
Chief rage baiter, I'm telling you.
He is cheap.
That was a
That's
good
why-
one. I'd like to clarify Liverpool are obviously a serious football club, even if they have lost to Northampton in the League Cup
And Plymouth in the FA.
and the Plymouth in the FA Cup.
I love that game.
Of course you love that.
But
that's besides
I would
the
like to
point.
see other. I think this should be done more. Maybe.
What degrading cup? What,
No.
taking a mick out of
Cup-
cup
Mickey
names?
Mouse Cup final in the non-leagues. Maybe
I just-
Northumberland County Cup final calls itself a.
No,
What a Donald
let
Duck
me get
Cup
me straight. They're not actually. The cup's not actually called that.
Yeah, but
But-
we should change it to the Mickey Mouse Cup final.
What?
Get a deal with Disney.
I want to know how this will work.
I don't know what's going on.
I think
here.
there could be some good publicity in this. Maybe Northumberland FA change their name to the Winnie the Pooh Cup final. You get Winnie the Pooh there. You get
the
It
Parmo Cup final.
the Winnie the Pooh Cup final. You might make it.
Also, Parmo, Northumberland, that's a borough thing, but okay.
We're in Northumberland, aren't we?
No, Teesside.
Can we just edit
No,
this?
that's
Can we
staying
just
out.
edit this whole section out?
That's
Can we just
staying
edit-
That's staying in.
No, we've got to edit this whole section out because he's ruined it.
No.
He's
What?
ruined it.
I think he was onto
He's ruined
something.
it.
Yeah,
He's
I'm
fucking
onto something.
ruined it.
I'm getting
No.
I'm-
You've
Alright,
ruined
no, I get
it.
it
No,
now.
you have fucking ruined
Let's stop
it.
this. Stop there.
No, we're not. No, we're not
Stop
stopping
there.
it. You've ruined it. We're moving on.
If the Northumberland Cup
You-
final was called the Winnie the Pooh Cup final, I think
You
might.
can't seriously believe this.
No, I'm not saying I believe it, but I'm saying we should maybe be discussing this. It might be help.
Are you taking? No, genuinely. Let's just. Are you taking the piss?
No, but it could be.
I mean, like, genuinely, are
No,
you
but
taking the piss?
realistically, if you're a family, how many people?
None
go
of
to
this stays
Northumberland-
in. It can't.
How many people go to Northumberland County Cup final? Not many. If you're a family and your kid loves Winnie the Pooh, as I was,
you taking
you see
the
the Winnie
piss?
the Pooh Cup final, you might be like, "Oh, I'm
All the
I'll
county
go.
FAs. A cup final is something that people should treasure. Clubs should treasure.
they should.
We should want trophies.
Yeah.
And you're suggesting changing it to the Winnie the Pooh Cup final? Are you taking a fucking piss? It's actually annoying me. You've successfully rage baited me here.
I'm just saying, from a publicity point of view,
I don't give a shit
think
about
any-
publicity. If
I'm
I'm
not-
at a club and I'm playing in something called a Mickey Mouse Cup final, you're not taking it seriously. It's like a Sunday League Cup.
yeah, but if
You can't be seriously
if
suggesting
non-league wants to break
changing
America,
a
I
county
think they need
FA
to
Cup
tap into the
final
American
name to
market.
a Winnie the Pooh Cup final. What?
It would be. I would agree. It would be games gone, but
Yes, it would be games gone. It's perfect. It's fucking. It's dictionary definition of games gone.
I do think there would be some positives in it. You might see an extra 50 people in attendance, including the Winnie the Pooh. You have to get in.
What?
Because if you call him a Winnie Pooh,
I'm gonna do a Kundi. I'm fucking off in a minute. Sorry, no, I'm gonna do an O'Hara.
if you're gonna
You're not gonna be serious.
if you're gonna do,
Right, we're wasting time here. We're wasting
I think the
time.
Mickey Mouse.
We've got an hour and a half. We're wasting time here. On
Yeah, we've
this.
already heard it for
I think
half
there's
an
a place for him again.
Right, Ciaran, shut up. Right, start.
Okay,
Dennis,
okay.
move on.
Oh, moving
hour.
on.
Move on.
Moving
We're
on.
getting rid of it. No, we're getting rid of it. We're not
I think
having
you should
that.
keep it.
You can't seriously
I think you
believe
should
this.
keep it.
You can't seriously believe it. No, look at me.
I can't
Right,
keep
here.
it.
Ciaran, look at me, dead in my eye. Stop laughing. Stop taking piss. Do you genuinely think that? Yes or no?
I think there could be some positives to it. You never know until you try.
Being genuinely serious. Yes or no? Are you rage baiting or are you
I
being
think
serious?
it would improve publicity.
Oh,
I don't think you can argue with that. It would improve publicity.
Okay. Let's
People
just
would talk about it.
let's just
Yeah,
move
move
on. Let's just move on now.
move on, please.
Let's just move on.
Oh, God.
Okay, so Kingsley fan hit a linesman with a walking stick. Now I'm gonna move this one to Michael, please.
So a team called Dennington Town, I think it was, were playing Kingsley, and there was a pretty mad stoppage as the assistant ref claimed to have been hit by an elderly fella with a walking stick, and it just makes me think, like, what are some of the maddest things you've ever seen at a football game? Like, just chaotic, just either a stoppage in the game because there's something stupid in the stands, or a non-league game that you've seen something mental.
It was one of those Northampton versus MK Dons. Northampton score a last-minute equaliser. Junior Moraes, ball over the top. He chips the keeper. Brilliant goal. And then you see he starts running towards the front of the main stand at Sixfields for West Stand. And as as everyone's running down to celebrate with him, somebody's bringing a garden chair just up in the air, waving it all about. And that's brilliant viewing. That is a game's back moment when you've got a garden chair at the football.
Oh, it makes me think, when you're talking about like chairs and stuff, I think it was Adebayor when he scored and someone threw the white little
one.
plastic stool at him. It makes me think of stuff like that. I'm not condoning that. That's a pretty mad thing. That's probably one of the maddest things I've seen. And then, like the beach ball incident with Sunderland and Liverpool, that's got to be up there.
That is iconic.
That has got to be up there.
The craziest thing I've seen is the Luis Figo when he returned to
the pig's head.
yeah. When he returned to the Camp Nou for the El Clasico, and the fans were just crazy. They were throwing like things, and the pig one stood out.
That makes me think of the Blackburn fans throwing chickens on the pitch in protest of Enkies. That's another animal related.
The Steve Bruce
incident.
cabbage incident. Was it a cabbage or a lettuce?
Yeah, it was a cabbage that got thrown on the pitch at Villa.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to explain this.
It was during the end of Steve Bruce, near the back end of his tenure at Villa. I don't know where the cabbage has come from, but towards
Stands.
full time, somebody's thrown a cabbage at his feet, and there's a great photo of Steve Bruce looking all solemn with a cabbage next to his foot.
I think he got sacked next day as well. I think.
Brilliant. Oh.
By Villa. I think he got sacked by Villa next.
Yeah,
the
he
next
was
day as
he was gone very soon, and I just love, you go out for a match, keys, phone, wallet, cabbage.
Garden chair.
chair.
Beach ball.
beach ball.
Pig's head.
Pig's head.
The
Chicken.
pig's head's maybe the craziest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one from a few years ago. It's similar to the one of the weekend actually. So Benfica Liverpool Champions League quarterfinal 2022, I think it was. So Luis Diaz went through, made it 3-1. It was his first return to Portugal after he left Porto, and he goes to celebrate in the corner, and some overlook just stands up and just wellies a walking stick pretty much near enough his head. It just about misses him, but the video clip is hilarious. It just goes straight past him.
It's mad. That's why so many things are banned in football. It's like you're not even allowed umbrellas in at Morecambe.
Really?
Yeah. I assume that's probably because of all of stuff like this. It's like the whole power bank situation.
Oh,
I think.
Sunderland.
Is that at Sunderland? Yeah. And I saw again. Back to football Twitter. I saw a guy posting that he got. I think it was a Brighton fan, but they had actually got a power bank in.
No,
and they
no,
were
it was
just
like-
taking a mick.
No, it was.
Oh, was it a Sunderland fan? Well, mocking a Brighton fan.
Yeah, mocking Brighton
Oh, it
fans.
was brilliant. That. It's. I don't. It's like I understand why they need to put these safety procedures in to stop stuff like that happening, but at what point do you go?
But it's more the
Oh,
fact if you bring a
game's
power
gone.
bank in, who's chucking a power bank?
Someone
Very
might-
expensive.
Someone
Yeah,
might.
that's what I'm saying, they cost money.
Yeah, but we're talking about angry football fans here. We're not
To be
talking
fair,
about
people,
logical people
it's quite a,
sometimes.
People chuck cash. Maybe not anymore. That's one thing about a cashless society. No more cash to chuck. No more pennies
Just
to be
get
chucked at
a
football.
wad of £20 notes chucked at your head in a rubber
There was a
band.
game at Port Vale, a lad I know. He ended up making a good few quid. Just Port Vale fans were chucking pennies at him.
Oh, God.
Any coins they had, he started picking them all up.
Fair
He made some money out of that. So
like-
I think we should
It's
bring
more-
that back.
It's more vapes nowadays, isn't it? It's rather
Yeah.
than
Are
coins.
people
Yeah.
chucking
Get
vapes?
vapes at your head. I think.
That shows how
painful,
our
first of all.
I
society
think
has declined.
I think this season, at one of the Hebburn games, I think it might have been FC United. I think FC, either away or at home, we had like vapes thrown at former Hebburn keeper Dan Cameron. I think he reported to us that he had stuff thrown at him once in one of the games. And down at Northern Prem level, that's
Because you can
kind
get
of
very
unheard of,
close.
really. Yeah.
That's
That could
painful.
be
That
dangerous.
that could cause like a serious.
Luckily,
injury.
it was in the net. Luckily, and he had
Okay.
the net to
Did he
protect
save
him.
it?
Considering it was coming from behind him, mate, I don't think he really bothered.
Now finally moving on to one of my favorite bits. It's the
Yeah.
sense
By
or
the sounds of it, Ciaran's
nonsense.
mate's
It's everyone's
favourite bit.
favourite
bit.
By the sounds of it, your mate's favourite bits.
Right.
Oh, for God's sake. So what have we had today? Coming from behind, favourite bits. Oh, it's going to be one hell of a pod today.
Thank God this is explicit. This is classically explicit on all platforms. Right, so anyone that watched last week will know how this works. Anyone that didn't, I'm going to read a takeout. The boys are going to say whether it's sense or nonsense. Right, we'll start with this one. Prime Raheem Sterling challenges for top 5 wingers in Premier League history.
Nonsense.
Now,
Sterling.
3 of us have a slight bias in this because he's played for 2 of our clubs, and you have a bias with the Man United links.
I don't actually mind Sterling. I actually think he was quite a decent player, and I'm mainly talking from watching England. To be fair, watching play for England.
Dennis definitely has the heaviest bias, since how he's played for
Yeah.
your club, most recent.
I think Sterling picked at City, of course, and I think he became the player he is because of Kevin De Bruyne. Like the balls that Kevin was lounging to Sterling, that they were just like top-notch balls, and they would arrive at his feet. It made it really easy for Sterling to score many goals.
So if Sterling's not in the top 5, who is the top 5
Winners
in their prime?
in their prime: Ronaldo, Salah, Hazard.
He's got to be up there. Yeah, Eden.
I'd put Gareth Bale in there.
For peak.
If we're talking prime Gareth Bale,
Oh, prime Gareth Bale.
2011, 2012,
Or 2012, 2013, more likely.
around that period when he was,
don't-
Oh.
Did I say
I
Salah?
think we've got a bit
He
of
said
a
Salah, yeah.
I think we've got a bit of a
I thi-
recency bias here.
I think
we need to
Ronaldo,
look
Salah,
back.
and Hazard are locks top 3. You can't really
Yeah.
go beyond that. After that, I can't.
I'm struggling as well.
Because I think peak, yes. Overall, no.
but it would be
Because I don't think
Well,
Sterling's
this
peak was
is of
long
all
enough.
time.
Mahrez.
This is of all time here as well.
Premier League.
I'd put
I think
Mahrez
if it was all time, then I'd have Mahrez over Sterling. Because I think
Premier League.
Mahrez
So
is,
what? 93 onwards.
well, yeah, 92 onwards.
92 onwards. Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
Mm.
You've
But
got,
then you
you've got
come into the
treble
problem
winners.
that wingers are a relatively the type of winger we're talking about is a relatively new position compared to
yeah. wingers of
Beckham.
old.
Are you counting Beckham as a winger?
I was
He was a
I was
wide
thinking
midfielder. He
that.
doesn't
Wide
play.
midfielder,
He's a
yeah.
wide
He
midfielder,
plays a very different role to what these guys would play.
Yeah, he wouldn't play the same position as what Sterling would, obviously.
I
But
don't think it's. I
very
think it
similarly
makes
anyway.
sense, but I'm on sense because I don't necessarily disagree with it, but I think there is a case for it.
I think if you change the win, I think because the win was just old of all time in history, and if it is that, then
all
no.
time,
Definitely
they
not.
know. Yeah.
Then no. But
I don't.
if it's peaks,
It's
think it-
peak, yeah.
I don't-
peaks, yes.
I
at
don't
that
think he'd
time
make
in
top
Man City-
5. I think he'd make top 10. I don't think he'd make top 5.
I think he might be 5th. I think it's.
I think he'd be 7th or 8th.
I
Who's
think
your
it's-
5
yeah.
then?
I think as it's hard to say that because I'm going to be biased, aren't I? I'm gonna put Ronaldo first. Obviously,
I don't think that's crazy.
That's not crazy. No, I'm about to say I've got Ronaldo first.
I got Ronaldo first as well.
so if I would say
just-
Ronaldo
just.
first. I'm toying with it. I don't really want to put Salah second, but in his prime, he's some player.
Well, his peak was probably last season, so
I think
I
Hazard above Salah.
disagree. I
Yeah.
disagree.
I knew you.
For the excitement, I just think it was
Prime
more
Salah for
excitement
me.
playing.
It's Salah, Mane, Firmino.
Oh, I forgot about mine.
That's
Oh,
Mane is what.
Mane.
That's even
Oh,
what-
I look
that's what I
so-
didn't think
I look
about.
So bad now.
That's
Yeah,
pr-
Mane.
that's
No.
prime Salah. That
Yeah, no.
it's not last season at all. I'm sorry, it's not.
Right.
It's got.
I'm gonna
It's
take my
got
take
to
back.
be.
Nonsense. It's not top 5 because I honestly completely forgot about Sadio Mane. I don't know how I did.
Can we chuck
He's one
Aaron
of the
Lennon in
greatest
there?
players in the world.
No.
Please, no.
No, we're not
No,
putting
no,
Aaron.
no, no, no.
No,
No,
we're
we're
not
not doing
did you
that.
say?
We're not-
No,
Aaron
no, no,
Lennon's
no.
last.
Great player.
No, we're not doing that.
Nah,
we're
I'm
not
alright,
doing
thanks.
that. Please.
Matt
I'm
Jarvis.
going to say nonsense.
I'm saying nonsense.
I'm saying sense because I think there's a case for it, but I don't agree with it. I'd say.
Because I think overall, I think if it was overall, Mahrez is above him, and if it's peak,
Oh.
Bale's above him, and then obviously we got the other 4. So
Yeah.
Okay.
right, we'll go with the Premier League is a much stronger league than any other league in Europe. And this is from someone on this podcast.
Yeah. So this is me. I think the money.
This is me.
This is me.
You're in for a good ride here, folks.
This might take the rest of the episode up.
Oh, I probably will.
The money that is in the Premier League now, these days, with the TV rights and being the most watched league in the world, statistically, means that the Premier League teams are, on average, far better than teams in any other division.
So in terms of viewership and
In terms of quality, the quality
Of the
of Premier
players.
League teams is far higher than any other league in Europe and the world.
All 20.
All 20. On average. I'm not saying Burnley are better than Real Madrid, but I'm saying Wolves or Burnley are better than the worst 2 teams in La Liga and Bundesliga. And I think that because the league is so competitive, it is part of the reason why Premier League teams are struggling in Europe because they have so much. They're playing
much more games.
They're playing more games, harder games,
Games.
more intense games, and that puts them at a disadvantage when they come up and play against Europe's elite, i.e., your Bayern Munichs, your PSGs, your Barca's, your Real Madrids. I think that puts. Whereas Real Madrid, I think. I was listening to a Libro podcast the other day, and they said if La Liga was a porridge, Goldilocks would eat it. It's the perfect temperature. You get challenged, but you're not challenged too much that you're then tired by the time you get to playing big European games, so that you've got the energy, but you're also you're not like PSG where you don't get challenged enough when teams that attack you fall
I
to
think that's pretty fair.
crumble.
'Cause it's a
So
bit.
wait, are you trying to say if let's say a Barcelona was put in the Premier League?
I think Barcelona, Bayern Munich, PSG, Real Madrid, maybe Inter, the exceptions. But apart from that, the
Wouldn't-
Premier League is so much higher in quality.
I wouldn't even put Inter in there, to be honest.
I've been saying this take for about a month now, and I've been getting dogs abuse every time I say it.
Though it's more the fact you're
Mhm.
saying that the way you put it is like you say like the Premier League is as strong as it's ever been.
I'm not saying
That's the
in
way.
terms of trickle down quality, yes. When have Bournemouth ever been able to buy a player from Brazil who looks like a really good player in Ryan?
When it comes to Bournemouth and doesn't understand the Premier League and flops.
Well, he hasn't flopped. He's started pretty well.
I'm not on about him. I'm on about like a lot of players in general coming through to the Premier League and struggling. Like how Gyökeres started out, how Voltemada's started out.
Well, Voltemada's
Voldemar
hard
started out
league.
all right. He's just
Well,
his
he's
form
gone
fell
for
off
a dip.
cliff.
Well,
Gyökeres scored on the
Well,
weekend.
when I'm
He's doing
when I mean
reasonably
starting
well for
out, I
Arsenal.
mean first season.
Oh, first season. Right.
And
I mean,
also, I
first
think that
season.
adds to my point that players come here from other leagues and they struggle because it's
Yeah.
such a high intensity. It's so much a better league in terms of quality. Like, I think the reason you guys have been saying that this league is so bad is because teams like Liverpool are struggling because they can get beat off anyone and they can drop points to anyone. You know, small clubs like Tottenham. No, I'm joking. But you know, like West Ham,
Yeah, you're gonna
West
tell us
Ham,
that.
who are in a
But you have a
relegation,
point. Like
West Ham, who are in a relegation battle, are taking points against Man
Man
City,
City,
who are
yeah.
in a title chase.
Hmm.
This is why the league looks so poor through quality, but really the quality is just
It
decreased.
looks more
And
poor
also,
for the top end.
another thing, I
teams,
think
really.
that European football is a big equaliser in the Premier League, as in Man City, because they had to play Real Madrid on Tuesday or Wednesday, then they're obviously a bit more tired, and because they've got to go again, their mind's off that West Ham game more than it
Yeah.
would be if they had the
Because
free
every
week.
game that they
So
have
it
is high
helps
intensity.
West Ham and it helps equalise the league out.
Yeah, I to be honest, I.
Where's the
complete-
energy I was getting
no, I
3 hours ago?
I do completely understand.
yeah,
it.
I
It's
think you
more
did
the
explain
argument-
it that way.
Because when you think about it in
Yeah.
context, Real Madrid, they're not playing high intensity every
Every
week
week,
because
yeah.
they're not playing the likes of Liverpool or.
I was getting dogs abuse for this
No,
take
no,
no,
I
for
think-
about a month straight.
no,
I do
no,
think
you
you
were-
are
said it in
onto
the wrong
something.
way.
What
You
did I
are
say?
onto
I
something.
said it the same way.
Yeah, no, he's for context for viewers, he's been having this take in a completely different wording.
Yeah.
to the way
Yeah,
he's just done it there.
right,
The
yeah.
way he's worded it there is
It's actually
making a lot
quite
more sense.
sensible.
What have I been wording it like?
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
What have I been wording it like?
You've been wording
Gibberish.
it as like obviously there's been that debate saying that the league is as weak as it is because of the set pieces, the physicality reasons.
It might
or
not
what.
be as entertaining, and football might not be as a high quality. As
Yeah,
in
that's
the,
not-
You've
that's
not,
the
you've
style
not
of
used the
play,
intensity argument.
the style
That's
of play,
a pretty convincing argument to me.
the quality. You know, Bournemouth are better than they would be for a team like that 10 years ago. Same with Everton 10 years ago. A team of, I'm not saying Everton 10 years ago were better, but, you know, a team of that stature in that holding place in the league are better now than they were 10 years ago. And as a result, the whole... So I've got some stats. I think it's the money in Premier League is causing it's basically ruining European football. Because if you look at the Deloitte Money League, which looks at the highest revenue generating clubs, the first 5 are Real Madrid, Barca, Bayern Munich, PSG, and then it is the next 6 or the next 5 are all English teams: Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Man United, Spurs. What makes it mind blowing to me is that Aston Villa, big club, we'd all say, reasonably big club in England, sort of the 3rd tier, as
One
you'd
of the bigger
say.
teams that aren't in the
They-
big six. Yeah.
Yeah, the best of the rest outside the big 6.
And
They
a bit-
generate more money than Milan and Juventus. Brighton and Bournemouth generate more money than Roma and Fenerbahce. And Brentford and Wolves generate more money than the likes of Ajax, Porto, Napoli,
Mm,
Bilbao.
does
Pretty
make
much think of
sense.
any club in Europe.
Because the
who's-
Premier League is, like you say, the biggest money
Yeah.
maker. Because it's like you can't go abroad on holiday without seeing a Premier League game shown in a bar. Like there's not many countries you could probably go to and ask just some randomer in the street, show them a badge, and they'll be like, "Oh, I know that team."
And I think if you're anyone but those big 5 teams of PSG, Bayern, Barca, Real Madrid, especially Barca and Real Madrid, if a
Mm.
Premier League club is after any player, I mean, you look at Bruno Guimaraes. He came from Newcastle from
Leon.
they just finished 7th in Ligue 1. When he joined Newcastle, they were bottom of the league. So he goes from finishing 7th to the team bottom of the league. And I know obviously there's reasons PIF and Saudis, but there's a reason why they bought the team at the bottom of the Premier League and not the team bottom of the Bundesliga or Serie A or La Liga. Is because it is the biggest league in the world, and the money that it makes puts it way ahead of any European competition.
Surprising take from Ciaran,
Yeah.
man. That sense.
Yeah,
for
so
to me,
I
it's
I don't know
so
how he's
sense
managed
as
to
well.
win this.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
won his
I don't
round.
know.
He's won
This
his
is
round.
this is
He's finally won his round.
this is what I've been saying for the last month. When you give me a chance to
After the stunt
articulate
you
it,
pulled before with the Mickey Mouse Cup section, how you've pulled it round to actually say something pretty sensible.
well, we've got to
It's
leave it in now. You've mentioned it.
Okay, the next one.
Right. We'll go with the away goals rule was never good.
That's a you one, man.
This one is from me, but I did get this influence from a TikTok I did see.
Floor's yours.
I
So,
think starting out nonsense.
explain.
Well, by saying never good, you mean it was never exciting or it would never worked. I would,
Yeah.
Constantly-
Never worked.
yeah, but I would constantly enjoy watching games where
But-
they were away goals.
I actually think
And
it
I think
worked for some
and-
teams as well.
Yeah, it works for some teams,
It
and
worked for some teams.
this is a utter football
Won't work for
nonsense
Newcastle this
take
year.
on it.
Okay.
As a young kid, it improves your maths. You've got to work out.
Yeah.
times it by two.
Yeah,
You know,
gotta
actually-
We're
take-
teaching
you gotta
maths
take
skills
it
while
all
watching
out.
football.
The thing is, the one thing I liked about the away goal rule, it's how you had to explain it to people every time. Like you had to explain it to multiple
think it's
people how
Probably
it
harder
works.
to understand than the offside rule for some people.
Yeah, yeah. So that was like a bit fun to explain it to people. But in terms of working, I think it really actually works for some teams. Some teams will go to when they go away, like they put up a heavy performance, knowing that they have an advantage scoring more goals when they're away. And the fact that when they're away, like they don't get much support from their fans, so it almost like equals it out because of the support. But still, the traveling team puts much more effort into the game.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point.
That's a fair point. It's more, I more felt it was like when it was around, it was flawed, like heavily. There was so much. There's reasons
What
why I
way?
got was like, mainly my main pet peeve with it was extra time, away goals still counted, which I don't think that should ever been a thing, because it meant that the team with the away leg second, they get an extra 30 minutes to get an away goal.
Or
get an extra
Yeah,
advantage.
or multiple.
It's like an unfair advantage kind of thing.
Fair enough.
I think that's fair.
Fair
Scrap
enough,
that
yeah,
bit.
yeah.
I'm not saying I don't believe in it so much that I would go out on the streets and campaign and protest to bring
Yeah.
it back. And even if I was given a choice, I might not change it because I can't really be bothered. But I quite liked it, and I think as a whole, different topic, I preferred the old Champions League style format. I don't like this league.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's arguably that should have been
That should-
a
We'll leave
hot
that one
take.
for next week, I think.
Yeah, we'll leave that one for next week once
Yeah,
half of England gets knocked
yeah.
out. This week in the
Not
Champions
Arsenal
League.
for winning it. Dying
No.
on that hill.
They're probably the only ones that actually will get through. Reet, we will do.
We need to say sense of nonsense.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
sense of
yeah.
nonsense. Yes, thank you for reminding me of that.
You're
Oh,
welcome. Your
I
segment
think,
as well.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me. I completely forgot about it. Yeah, sense, go ahead.
Nonsense.
I'd say you said it should come back, make a comeback.
No.
No.
It should not make a comeback.
Should not make it.
Said
Yeah,
it never worked.
Nonsense.
You said it never worked. Or,
Never worked.
I think it worked.
Worked.
It worked. Yeah.
So nonsense.
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 I still saying sense, but
I think it's nonsense because it did work. It
did
literally
work, yeah.
worked.
Yeah.
It
but
worked.
would I want it to be brought back? No.
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 Arsenal will win at least 2 trophies this season. This isn't really that much of a hot take now. in
Sense.
That's
hindsight.
sense.
They're in the
yeah.
final of the Carabao Cup. They're 9 points clear at the top of Premier League.
This
Yeah.
could age horribly, by the way, in a week's time.
Yeah, but I still think no one will.
Because
You look at they're in what Champions League round of 16. They might be drawing, but they've got the home leg. They're still in the FA Cup.
Yeah,
They're in the final of the League Cup, and they're top of the Premier League by 9 points. if probability wise they are back to win two trophies.
Mm.
I think that, to be fair, I think 2 trophies isn't really that much of a hot take, so that makes sense. 3
Yeah.
trophies.
Yeah, this is one from me. I think I definitely think that a double is probably likely. I think City have fell off a bit, and I just think Arsenal have.
I
don't know. I think
think
we're a decent team this year.
here's how it's going to go. City are going to get knocked out of Champions League. Not a hot take. But
Correct.
Yeah, no.
City then Arsenal are going to progress, and then Sunday, City are really going to be annoyed about. They're going to have some fire in their belly. They're going to win the League Cup. Arsenal still win the Premier League, and I think
Interesting. No.
they don't really care once they win the Prem. I think they'll start taking, not consciously, but they'll not be as good. Almost take their foot off the gas in the FA Cup and the Champions League, and I think they'll get knocked out and just win the Prem. But Arsenal fans will have taken that at the start of season.
Yeah. No,
And I don't think that's a bad thing.
because we've been complaining about a trophy drop for years, haven't we?
Yeah,
Really.
So that
especially-
means you're saying they'd only get 1 trophy in the end to the Premier League, and that's it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're saying
Yeah.
nonsense.
You're saying
I'm
nonsense.
I'm saying, I think, in the Champions League, I don't see them winning against a stronger Bayern or PSG side. I'm sticking with
Yeah,
that.
but we know why
Um,
you're saying this.
yeah,
Well, here's
You
the thing,
predicted
Bayern and PSG are
Barcelona
the wrong side
winning.
anyway, so
Yeah,
Barcelona,
yeah.
you're right.
Even if it's in the final, I don't see them beating any of the teams, if a PSG or Bayern or Real Madrid. So I don't think they'll win the Champions League. Yeah, they're going to win the league. The EFL, I think they might edge out on that.
Oh, it's not the AFL Cup.
You-
That's what Cobbler's got knocked out of.
No.
Virtue trophy.
EFL Cup is the
The
Carabao
Carabao
Cup.
Cup.
It's the same thing.
yeah.
Oh, it's EFL trophy, innit? Future Andrew.
No, that's they did.
Can't do
Okay.
that.
So in the FA Cup they're playing Southampton, and if they beat Southampton, they face Chelsea.
Have they decided that?
No. So there's still another draw for the semi-finals.
Oh yeah.
remember?
Oh, sorry.
This
Okay.
is, yeah.
You
We'll
get
cut,
a
we'll
cut
cut that. We'll cut that bit out too.
Whole bit
So-
leading up to
Yeah.
this.
So in the EFL, I think they might get a chance against City, but yeah, if City are out for revenge, I think the City might win that one. So I give that one to City, and then FA Cup, maybe there's still a lot of teams to contest that. So I think they will cut with 2, FA Cup and Premier League.
That's interesting, because I didn't even think about the FA Cup when I suggested this.
I don't think they'll win the FA Cup. to be
No, I
honest.
don't. Well, I don't know, because I had them down. I'd say I think the most we'll get is a double. A treble is, to be fair, it's not out of their reach. They could probably go on to win the Champions League. I think the Premier League is theirs. We'll just give them that.
Yeah.
So then what? We've got
'cause-
other 3 cups. We've got FA, EFL,
And
and Champions League.
League.
Out of those 3, I think we're gonna take at least Premier League and the EFL. We've got to take. I think we'll take the Carabao Cup.
And you hardly backed them for the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. So that's a potential. FA Cup
I think they'll
again. I think it'd be a pretty boring season if Arsenal won the Premier League, Carabao Cup, and the FA. So give it to someone else.
Port Vale to win the
I was gonna say
Port
Port
Vale.
Vale. Give
Go
it
on,
Port
John Brady.
Vale. Let them take something. Former Shrimp. Connor
Get
Ripley.
ready.
Oh no, he's
We've,
at Swindon. Oh.
we've spoke
Fuck
about
himself off.
everyone talks about Wigan winning the FA Cup and getting relegated. Getting relegated from League One and winning the FA Cup. That's a new
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
European
I'm gonna be
tour.
playing in Europe. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if they could afford it.
that'd be great. No.
No, they probably
No.
could. They'll find a way to afford it, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Sense or nonsense?
Yeah,
then?
sense or
So,
nonsense.
I'm gonna say sense.
Sense. You said nonsense before, didn't you? You said sense.
I don't think it's nonsense, but I just don't think it will happen.
You just don't think it'll happen.
Which in this sense is nonsense.
Yeah, it was in the sense of
but it
nonsense,
isn't
yeah.
nonsense.
But
If his
yeah,
sense is nonsense, or his nonsense is his sense.
that's what's in my head. You saying that.
So it's a double.
Double
Double.
Oh,
at
sense.
least.
Sense.
Sense.
Sends for double. If it was the treble one, I would have said nonsense.
No.
Could be a
That's up to-
quadruple. You never know.
Oh. That nonsense.
Viewers of this
Surely not.
podcast are going to seriously think I'm an Arsenal fan, and I'm not. I just think
Yeah,
we're
he's-
pretty.
he's
I just
not-
think we're decent.
Yeah. For context, he's not an Arsenal fan.
I just think we're decent this season. And I think we've been through.
Well, you could add them to your
Quite a few.
repertoire of clubs.
Oh,
Morecambe, Man United, Stockport.
I have Stockport
Arsenal.
friends, so I like to see him do well.
Well done, Ciaran.
Just Morecambe and United in England.
Right. Baller league. Sense or nonsense? Go ahead.
Nonsense.
I
Why?
agree.
Well, it's not for me. I think if I was, 16, 14, I still love YouTubers. Then, that's not a dig at you. It's just, I just can't be bothered.
So for a bit of context, Baller League starts tonight. It's on.
Or we're recording on Monday.
Yeah, we
record
record
on
on
Monday.
Mondays. So Baller League starts tonight over on Sky and on YouTube. So I've always been quite a big fan of Baller League. I find it interesting because it's a lot of players who play in the lower leagues,
I do
that I watch, and I have players that I see, and players that sometimes I actually know. It's like last year, a lad from West Didsbury and Chorlton played, Victor Abadaki. He didn't play much, but it was still good to see him play. We've had former Shrimps in there. We've got a former Shrimp in this year. Off the top of my head, don't remember who it was, but
I do find it quite interesting what
It's
lower league
interesting.
players do.
and what ex-pros as well, because you had Troy Deeney.
Troy
play.
Deeney.
He's definitely interesting.
I do find that bit interesting. I do think there is a market for 7-a-side and smaller-sided football, but the way it's packaged, where it's a YouTube event, I think it just turns.
It's not just a YouTube event though, because
But
you've got Idris
YouTube
Elba in there.
Yeah,
You've got
but you
professional footballers in there.
Yeah, fair enough. But I think with the, I'm not totally against having YouTubers in the footballing world, but it just all sort of, and the rules and everything, the sort of 2-minute boost ups or whatever they're called. It's all sort of
The game
guided
changers.
towards a YouTube shorter attention span.
I just think it's
They're
a bit of
dumbing down
fun,
football.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit
It's
fun,
not-
but it is dumbing
I don't
down
think it's
football.
anything to take too seriously. It's
No,
just
it's
a bit
not.
of fun,
And-
and I'd quite enjoy watching it.
I think it is
Well,
interesting what lower league, like Tariq Fosu was playing, really good player for well, not really good, technically good, couldn't really contribute much last season for Northampton. Got a few goals, a few assists, and you could tell on his day, brilliant player, like much better player than we've ever really had, but just couldn't get it going. He's in there this year. But I was just like, you should be in the EFL still.
Like,
Why
we've
are
had
you
a-
playing 7-a-side?
Like play for Gateshead at the minute, Max Melbourne. He played multiple seasons of Baller League, and it's quite interesting when you see someone you know, and you can be like, oh, brilliant, and you can watch, just watching him play in like a 7-a-side format. I think it's actually 6.
Is it 6?
I think it's 6. I don't know. It's something about it. I just find it quite interesting. 'Cause
And
it's
there's
a
just
bit like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. It's like where you're pointing, like, oh, I know him, I've seen him play.
There's just
and-
too much going on
I
as
think it's
well. There's too
interesting.
many games. I haven't got all Monday evening to sit down and watch 7 games or however many it is. I just can't be bothered.
I think
it's
it's-
not for me, but fair enough.
I think it's more just because it's not targeted to people like us.
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's like targeted in that like demographic kind of. It's more targeted towards like younger teenagers. I think.
I don't know.
Oh, obviously you said that before, but obviously I'm saying that it's serious.
I don't
like,
think it's just marketed to that. I think it's marketed obviously to the fans of these people. But what you've got to remember is,
It's marketed to younger people.
half
You're not
of-
going to see.
yeah, but half of the sidemen were managers, and a lot of sidemen's target audience are people who grew up with them, like me, like you.
Yeah.
We grew up with sidemen, so I don't think the target audience is like younger teenagers.
It's young
if I'm honest.
people
It's
because
young
you got.
people,
It's like
I was at Newcastle Benfield
it's
at
a
the weekend.
Mm.
There were 2 old fellas sitting next to me. Loved enjoying hearing their conversation. They're not tuning into.
But
Ball
of
League.
course they're not though. I think your target demographic is probably 16 to 25.
I'd say it's more like 10 to
10?
25.
Yeah,
Yeah, if
to
I'm
be
11,
fair,
I'm watching
Yeah,
that.
probably. I think they've got quite a big demographic really. I think it's younger people in for like the YouTubers and the influencers, and then you've also got like, I hate saying this, but like football hipsters in a way, who do like football and like something a little bit different. Like people who like like Masters football. It's very similar to Masters football. less of like the big legends, but it's very, very similar to what that was. But I don't know. I just find it really interesting. It's just something a bit different. You can switch your brain off. Watch KSI get pumped 5-0 by Mark Goldbridge's Gold Devils. It's just fun. So I don't know.
Fair enough.
I've always enjoyed it. So I'm going to say sense.
I just don't really have an opinion.
I'm
either
just
way.
yeah.
I'll,
Do what you want.
I'll say sense because it's fun at the end of the day, but
Yeah.
it's
I'll
not-
say
not my fault, it's
nonsense
not my thing.
for a bit of.
I'd say sense for the entertainment.
And Bowler League, if you're watching, I'd love a media pass, please. I'd love to come down and watch.
Last up for Sense or Nonsense this week, the old Champions League format was better.
I enjoyed it more personally. From the point that I think football's become too much saturated too much with big games. Like I don't really care for PSG versus Arsenal in December or November. I don't want to see that. I want to see PSG versus Arsenal when it means something and when there's stuff on the line.
Yeah.
There's too much of a good thing. You can have too much of a good thing. If you had Michelin star dinner every night, then you wouldn't appreciate a standard ready meal. Sometimes you need to appreciate the ready meal to truly appreciate the
You lose
Michelin star.
you lose the appreciation for the Michelin star meal after a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You lose the appreciation of these big, huge European
okay.
clashes that should only come about every so often. So I think putting them in the group stage, where you're adding extra games where really players are playing too much anyway,
Yeah.
just makes it all. The group stage was a bit boring. I will admit that, but sometimes you've got to be a bit bored. So for the excitement, it's
Well, if you
a
don't
bit
like
better.
it, just don't watch it. And then tune in later on when it gets a bit tasty. You
And
know?
I struggle to think during the Champions League, like the match day 8, the match day of madness or whatever they call it. I struggle to sort of work out who's playing for what, and there's some teams
Yeah,
who
what we
have
need.
already out, they're
Yeah.
done, whereas some
Mm.
teams need this and some teams don't, and then there's a whole. It's just a bit much, and it becomes a whole. And also, really, all the big teams get through anyway, so there's
Yeah.
not much jeopardy.
To
So
throw the money
we're
about.
waiting like, oh no, will Sparta Prague go through to the
Yeah.
round 16, or will Karabakh get through to the next round where they'll lose anyway?
Karabakh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Am I the
Karabakh.
only one that actually thinks that the new Champions League format is better?
No, yeah, I think so. Because
Okay,
for me,
thank you.
I
thank
do
you.
like
thought
the
I
old
was
way.
being-
I am kind of.
I don't
on Ciaran's
I don't
wavelength,
hate
but yeah.
it,
I
and I'm
don't-
not. If I could switch it back, I would. But I'm
Mm.
not a massive hater of it. I just think it's adds for a few extra too many games. There's already enough football as there is.
yeah,
Sometimes you need a week off,
yeah.
and also I just think I don't want to see big European clashes that early in the season because it takes the excitement of them when they finally roll around in the round of 16. Because we're seeing ties like Real Madrid's Man City and those sort of level of ties we've already seen this season.
Yeah.
So it takes some of the excitement away
Yeah.
where it's like, we're back. This is where it's happening.
Do you think we should incorporate something where if teams have already played once during
yeah,
the Champions
yeah,
League campaign,
yeah.
they can't
They
play
can't
each
play
other
each other
again,
again.
unless it's
Like
like,
the Man
I
City
don't know
and
how
Real
they might-
Madrid fixture has gone
Yeah,
Well, it's
too,
like,
way
say-
too long.
say if you play in, you know, because you've got the league format, the new format, and then it comes to because it's for knockouts now, isn't it? That they've been placed together in the knockouts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So, yeah, because you couldn't really do it, could you?
they need to change it.
No,
so,
but I don't
so,
think there's
so
many ways
obviously,
to do it.
I've just said that I prefer the new format. I'm about to say I think the old format. I think-
Why?
no.
right, group stages. You're saying about how you preferred the group stage before. It's almost like the same kind of problem with the league stage, whereas like you get the draw, you know straight away who's going through in each group because you play each other twice. Like it's
But
not like,
has that much changed?
not much, but it was better than what it was because at least on match day you know there's still stuff to play for.
Was there? It was like Newcastle couldn't
Napoli
drop
went out.
through. Napoli went out. Yeah.
Ajax.
Napoli went out.
Mhm.
Bodo Glint went through on the
Yeah,
last
they
day.
went through.
And bear in mind they're
Ajax
about to
went
go to
out,
a
yeah, Ajax
quarterfinal.
went out on the last day, I
Mm.
think.
Ajax went out on the last day.
But you still get that sort of stuff in the group stage. And
And you
also,
get
I'm
that
not.
on-
I'm not.
No, but there was
There was, yeah, maybe there's more jeopardy now, but also I just don't like the idea of big heavyweight European clashes in November.
that bit.
Does
That
feel
bit
a
I'm
bit
more in
early.
agreement. Like
Yeah.
I don't like the early clashes with like the big teams, but again, it's the kind of consequence with the new format. You kind of have to just live with that at that point. But it's more the change I'd make is the draw for the knockouts. make it an open draw. Don't bother with this whole seeding thing where you put them into pairs and just make it an open
But then
draw.
what's
Yeah,
the
like an FA Cup
incentive for
style draw.
teams to keep winning if they know they're already going to get through?
That's the problem. It's more.
Mm.
I think maybe the seeding for the playoffs. I think that works, kind of thing, like the playoff round. But then when you get the actual knockout stage, then you make it open draw.
So if you're Arsenal and you've got a 100% Champions League record after 6 games, when you know you've already confirmed your spot to the next round, what's your incentive to keep playing?
So that's the only thing. But it's more just it avoids getting the same draws again, because that's the issue I had with it. Because bear in mind, Liverpool's 2 opponents, we've played both of them already. Like, we played Atletico at home, we played at Galatasaray away. So it was like, either way, we're playing someone we've already played.
Yeah, that's where I think the biggest downfall is, where you're getting these big,
Which is
heavyweight
why I said the
ties.
open draw. Obviously, the incentive to get like, but even then, the incentive to get top 2 is like Arsenal were done with 2 games left with their one, and Bayern had a game to spare as well. It's like,
So what's the incentive? For
it's
them
more
to keep
just
playing?
the incentive to get top 8. I think after that, then you can more relax with it. But it's more, and plus, to be fair, it probably just needs to go down to 6 games again. I think 6 games with the league format, I think it makes a bit more chaos kind of thing. It's like,
But then are you going to be able to have enough games to make it fairer? But and also, I think there's a sporting integrity issue where, Bodo Glimt were in one of the lower parts. They're a really good team. Whereas if you're I don't know, let's say Arsenal playing Bodo Glimt, who are pot 3 or whatever, and you get drawn against them, but Man City's pot 3 team are nowhere near as good. That's a sporting integrity issue where teams are playing, because you're not playing the same teams. You're not going to get. It's unfair somewhat.
so do you have a way
So,
you
some
change it
teams
then?
get easier.
By going back to a
Fixtures
group
others.
stage where you play the same teams.
No, but
I-
no, but that's had the same issue.
No,
That had the exact same problem because it was all the same seeds.
Yeah, but
It was just one less team.
Yeah, but you're only progressing through that group, whereas now everyone's fighting for the same positions. Whereas now in the group stage they're fighting for the same. So now everyone's fighting for the top 8 teams. I know what I've said.
Yeah,
I
but I
just
see
can't
you've
say-
lost me a bit here.
So-
Hang on.
So back in the group stage, the teams who are playing, yeah. Oh fuck it.
Yeah, you have lost me here.
So yeah, but you're still playing. I don't know. I know what I mean, but I can't say it. Cut this out.
Okay, my thing is with the old thing, with the old format. I think I liked it because, like, in the group stage, once you like play, like, let's say, like, the smaller teams, no offense to like any team, but maybe if you get like beat by them in the away game, you have a chance to get back at them in the home game. I think there's a bit excitement in that, and also the fact that the third place would go to the Europa League. I think that was another thing, like, to get you excited. So even if you're not,
I didn't like that.
Why?
I never liked that.
Why are you being rewarded for being bad?
Yeah, I
you're
think
not bad, you're third.
Yeah, which isn't second.
but third in the group of 4, it's like you're not
it's
good.
runners-up prize. It's
You're
like
not
a
really
bronze
good.
medal. Well, you're getting given a gold for coming in bronze.
Yeah, and then I think it dilutes for Europa League because teams who have actually, then you get just Champions League level teams in the Europa League. I don't think that's fair. They're
No,
two
it's
separate
not fair on the
competitions. If
teams
you
in
get
the
knocked out, you're
Europa.
knocked out.
Yeah.
Go home.
So you preferred it where the group stage would be just the
Top
8 groups of 4 and just top 2 and go through, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's just again, it'd just be the same teams going through every time though. That's the problem.
Yeah, but it's still the same teams going through every time though.
Yeah, it is.
Well, not
Pretty
re-
much.
Well, not really. Like,
It's always going to be sort of
Yes.
Barca, Real Madrid, Juve.
yeah,
Not
but,
Juve, Bayern Munich. Juve, Ronaldo ruined them, so now they can't.
but the thing is, in the playoffs, but I say big teams went out. What? Juve went out, obviously.
Yeah, but
Inter
Juve
went out.
aren't very. Okay, Inter went out.
Yeah, Inter went out. There you go. There's a big
But
one.
Juve,
Who else
It
went out?
fell off completely. Yeah.
Yeah, Juve I don't rate anyway, but
I also just think
Not as good as it used to
because
be.
of there's so much money in football now, they try to just throw big game at you, and it's almost like you can't be bored
It's what
anymore at
sells the
football.
subscription
Sometimes a
services,
football
isn't
match is boring, That's just for the
It's what
fact of it.
sells TNT Sports in it, really. You know, with all these big fixtures.
Yeah, but sometimes football needs to be boring so it can be more exciting at the end of
Yeah.
the season.
Exactly. Look at Cobblers.
There's never been a boring Northampton Town match ever. I think it's a well-known fact.
There probably has.
There's been plenty.
So, what are we saying? Keep it or
Scrap it. Go back to the old way.
I'm saying scrap it.
You're saying scrap it?
Yeah, go back to the old way.
I'm 50-50.
I'm saying
Like,
keep it.
I'd say don't, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I don't think the old way was broke. But I don't mind the new way.
I don't hate the new. I'm
I
not
don't-
totally
yeah,
against
same.
it. But I
I
just
don't
prefer
I'm
the
like
new
it.
way.
50-50. I think the Champions League is probably one of the greatest competitions in the world.
But I think it's only I'm more than okay not really caring about Champions League until we get to this stage we are now, and then caring about it. I don't really. You feel like when it's Inter versus Arsenal, you have to tune in, and it's a November. It's a Wednesday night. Let me just, eat
Watch
ice cream
EFL.
on the sofa
Oh,
and watch something else. Champions League comes later. We don't need to have big Champions League games every other week.
Yeah,
There's too much football on.
I'm
as
still
it is.
50-50, but I think if I had to, I'd probably go back to the old way.
I'd just keep it the new way. I mean, I was about to say,
Sounds-
I was one of the. I was about to say, I didn't like it when it first got introduced because I didn't understand what any of it
I
meant.
don't think anyone did really.
Because no one did. That's why it was
yeah.
kind of like an unknown factor. Now I know how it works. I do really like it. So I guess that's just me. About to say. Plus, I didn't like the group stage anyway because it was more like you get the same teams anyway. You get the same matchups in the groups as you would now. It's just now you have to play them twice, which is again boring factor. And
What's wrong with being bored? I think we all need to be a bit more bored these
you've
days.
made this joke about 3 times today. I think.
No, it's true. I think just
you know
as
what
a-
I'm getting bored of? Ciaran.
as a general rule of thumb, we need to be more bored in life. When was the last time you were bored?
Right now. right now. Listening to you. If I'm honest. If any of Kieran's friends are watching, just tell them to stop being boring. Get some better takes.
Well, I think with that we should wrap it up today. Thanks guys for tuning in for today's episode, and we'll see you on the next one.